It was a quiet Saturday morning, the kind where you savor every sip of coffee on your porch, the world still half asleep. I was doing just that, perched on my wicker chair, when a white van screeched to a halt in front of my house. Before I could even set my mug down, 6 guys spilled out, hauling white folding chairs, wedding chairs onto my lawn. My lawn. I blinked, thinking this had to be a mix-up. "Hey," I called, standing up. "I think you've got the wrong address." The crew leader, a woman with a clipboard and an earpiece, barely looked at me. "Maple Grove Community Space, right? We're setting up for the Thompson wedding tomorrow." I froze. "This isn't community space. This is my private property." She frowned, flipping through her clipboard. "That's not what we were told. Linda Thompson said this was approved for events." My eyes followed her gesture across the street, where, sure enough, Linda Thompson was directing another crew unloading crates of flowers from a truck. She caught my stare and waved, all smiles, like she hadn't just hijacked my yard. I marched over, my coffee cooling on the porch. "Morning, James," Linda chirped, her voice syrupy enough to make my teeth ache. "Isn't this exciting? Emily's big day is finally here." I cut her off. "Linda, why are there people setting up a wedding on my property?" Her smile didn't budge. "Oh, don't worry about it. As HOA VYC president, I've designated your lot for community events. It's in the bylaws section 12, paragraph 4. All properties can be used for sanctioned HOA functions with proper notice." 6 months ago, I'd bought this house in Maple Grove for its quiet cul-de-sac and the VYEW of the lake from my backyard, framed by a small wooded area. The HOA was strict picky about grass height, mailbox colors, you name it, but the gated entrance and steady property values seemed worth it. What I didn't sign up for was Linda Thompson, who wielded the HOA rulebook like a scepter. From the moment I moved in, she was on me. My grass was too tall by a quarter-inch. My mailbox was the wrong shade of beige. My trash cans lingered curbside 15 minutes past pickup. Every encounter with Linda was a masterclass in passive-aggressive warfare suite hellos masking snide jabs about neighborhood standards. I'd stay polite but firm, knowing her game. Engaging would only make things worse. But this, turning my yard into her daughter's wedding venue? This was a line I didn't know existed until she crossed it. "Linda," I said, my voice steady, "there's nothing in the bylaws that lets you use my private property for a wedding. Tell these people to leave. Now." Her smile tightened, like a rubber band about to snap. "James, we're all neighbors here. Emily's dreamed of an outdoor wedding since she was little, and your yard has that perfect lake VYEW. The HOA board approved this last month. You got the notice. I hadn't." "No notice, Linda. I never agreed to this. This is trespassing." She sighed, dramatic as ever. "It was in the newsletter. Honestly, James, this is about community. The Wilsons hosted the 4th of July barbecue. The Browns did the Halloween bash. It's your turn." I wasn't budging. "You've got 5 minutes to clear out, or I'm calling security." Her eyes narrowed, the sweetness gone. "You don't want to make enemies here, James. The HOA can make your life very difficult." I thought that would end it. I was wrong. Linda didn't back down, she doubled down. Over the next few weeks, she turned my life into a bureaucratic nightmare. Neighbors showed up at my door, parroting her script. "It's just one day, James. It means so much to Emily." When guilt didn't work, the violation notices started. My hedges were encroaching on common areas. My house paint was fading and needed repainting within 72 hours, or I'd face fines. I documented everything: photos, timestamps, registered letters to the HOA board, but Linda had been on the board for 15 years. Her friends rubber-stamped her every whim. Then things got weirder. I'd come home to find landscapers trimming my bushes, people I hadn't hired. "HOA maintenance schedule," they'd say. One morning, I found chalk lines on my lawn, outlining what looked like a massive tent. Every time I confronted Linda, she'd flash that tight smile and dodge with vague talk of community standards. When I told her point blank that Emily's wedding wasn't happening on my property, she just said, "We'll see." The day before the wedding, I came home to a nightmare. A full event crew was in my backyard, erecting a giant white tent. Rows of chairs faced the lake. A dance floor covered my patio, I slammed my car door so hard I thought it'd dent. Stop, I shouted, storming across the grass. This is private property. The crew hesitated, but their foreman stepped forward, clipboard in hand. Sir, we've got HOA approval. They gave us the gate codes and everything. I didn't care. I own this land. Get out. That's when Linda appeared, smug as ever. James, don't make a scene. Everything's going according to plan. My blood boiled. This is illegal, Linda. You can't take over my property for a private event. She actually laughed. Oh, James, you don't get how things work here. The HOA has rights. Section 12, paragraph 4. Residents must make reasonable accommodations for community events. I demanded to see the rule. She waved me off. Emily's and VY Ted, 200 guests, including the mayor. You should be honored. Now, make yourself scarce tomorrow, or put on a smile and be a good neighbor. Ceremony's at 4. Move your cars by noon. I stood there, watching strangers turn my yard into someone else's dream wedding, and something snapped. I tried reasoning. I tried the HOA's channels. None of it worked because Linda and her cronies thought they were untouchable. If she wanted to play dirty, she'd pick the wrong guy. I'm a chivo ypsilon L engineer. I know contractors, equipment operators, people who owe me favors. While Linda was off with the caterers, I made a call to my old college buddy, Mike, who runs a construction company. You sure about this? He asked as his crew rolled up with 3 trucks. Absolutely, I said. Make it flat. Really flat. What happened next was glorious. Mike's team moved like a SWAT unit. They packed up the wedding gear, chairs, flowers. Tintan loaded it neatly into a truck for the rental company. Then the excavator rolled in. In 3 hours, my backyard was unrecognizable. The gentle slope to the lake, gone. The flower beds Linda wanted as her daughter's photo backdrop, obliterated. The gazebo I'd been restoring, dismantled and stored in my garage. By sunset, my yard was a smooth, graded plot of dirt, like a construction site ready for a new foundation. Mike even pulled a county permit for me that afternoon. Backyard renovation for home edition. All legal, all filed with the county, not the HOA. I was admiring the work when Linda's car screeched to a stop. She stormed out, her daughter, Emily, trailing behind, wide-eyed. Linda's face cycled through confusion, shock, then pure rage. "What have you done?" she screamed, her voice carrying across the cul-de-sac. "Where's the tent? The chairs? The flowers?" I held up the permit. "I'm renovating my property, Linda. Your wedding stuff safe with a rental company." Emily started sobbing. Linda turned crimson. "You've ruined my daughter's wedding. You monster." She spun to Emily. "Don't worry, honey. We'll call an emergency HOA meeting tonight. He'll fix this." I smiled. "Actually, Linda, I don't have to. This permit's from the county. Their rules trump the HOA's." That's when she lost it. With a scream that probably spooked every deer in the woods, she charged me, VYing me so hard I stumbled. "You selfish jerk," she yelled, lunging again. Neighbors started poking their heads out, phones in hand. One guy, bless him, was filming. Linda jabbed her finger at me. "You'll fix this tonight, or I'll make your life hell." Well, I didn't budge. She made a break for my front door. "I'm calling the board." I blocked her. "You're not entering my house." She tried to shove past, and I dial 911. "I need police. A woman's trying to break into my home and threatening me." Linda lunged for my phone, scratching my face and knocking my glasses off. By the time the cops arrived, she was hurling my garden rocks at my windows, screaming about HOA rights and ruined weddings. The officers split us up. I showed them my deed, the permit, and the neighbor's VY Deo of Linda's meltdown. She kept ranting about her HOA title, but the cops weren't impressed. "Ma'am, the HOA doesn't override state law," one said, cuffing her. "You can't trespass or assault someone, no matter your position." Linda's face went blank as they led her to the patrol car, her daughter watching in horror. I'll never forget the look of disbelief as the door slammed shut. Linda faced charges for trespassing, assault, and attempted breaking and entering. At her hearing, the judge tore into her. "The HOA isn't your personal kingdom, Ms. Thompson. You don't get to commandeer private property or attack people." She got a $5,000 fine, 2 years probation, an anger management course, and a restraining order keeping her 100 feet from me. The HOA board, finally seeing her for what she was, voted her out unanimously. Neighbors came forward with their own stories of her bullying, emboldened now that her reign was over. Emily's wedding moved to the town community center. I heard it was nice, though Linda missed it, stuck in county lockup. When she learned she'd been booted from the board, her shocked stammer, "But I've been here 15 years," was the cherry on top as security escorted her out. So what do you think? Was I too harsh, flattening my yard to stop Linda's power trip? Should I have let the wedding happen to keep the peace? Or was Linda's entitlement so out of control that she deserved every bit of this? And what about the HO eschewed they have more power to control private property? Or is this proof they need to be reined in? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if your team, no wedding on my lawn, and subscribe for more stories of neighbors gone wild.